Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're taking a look at the 50,000 mile Dodge Durango RT Tow and Go. So I just brought this into the shop, did a quick interior and exterior detail on the vehicle here, and I want to give you some pros and cons and then a little bit of driving of this vehicle here, especially over 50,000 miles. So we bought this Durango about a year and a half ago used with 30,000 miles on it. Put about 20,000 miles on it since then. It's been pretty much trouble-free, really. We did have to replace the tires, though, to General Grabber UHPs, 295 45 R20s. They had, originally from the factory, the Pirelli P0 Scorpion run flats, and those sucked. They didn't last. You know, they really needed to be replaced at 30,000 miles, but the dealership we bought it from, Napleton of Arlington Heights, which has been in the news recently here, just essentially didn't do any of that stuff. But this has been basically 20,000 miles of trouble-free issues, and with the certified pre-owned warranty we have on the truck, it should be good up to 100,000 miles here. But with the exterior here, of course, this is the brilliant black or diamond black clear coat, which is kind of tough to see here right now with the lighting. But it does look good. It's pretty much, it's actually in really good shape. And I've got this paint on a few of my other vehicles here, and I really do enjoy it. But taking a look in the interior here, this particular RT Tow and Go package came with the demonic red seats. This was like that when we bought the vehicle, just the build quality. Some of these pieces here just aren't the greatest. But, you know, looking at this vehicle from the inside over 50,000 miles, it looks pretty dang good. These seats show basically no wear, and the steering wheel really doesn't show a lot of wear. All of this injection molded plastic, or some of these harder plastics here, no scratches on them. Everything is held up good. All the appliques, I know that these vehicles have some applique issues, but the appliques are in place. Of course, this is garage stored, so that also does help. But taking a look here at the interior, everything is working really well. There is a little bit of issue with the Uconnect system from time to time, but any issue that we've had, it's covered under warranty, and it's basically Uconnect service box needs to be serviced, so it says bring to dealer. But other than that, it's been pretty much spotless. The sunroof, of course, works on it still. Everything looks good. The seats are good. Now, luckily for us, none of us in our immediate family have any kids. So the rear is basically like brand new. Unless any of us go on road trips, of course, then it would be myself, my parents, and my girlfriend. So then, of course, we need the 4 seats. But taking a look at this, this is why we got this model with the 4 seats. Again, here with the interior, we don't really need the 3rd row, so we just have a liner back there, and it's held up well. Now, one thing that we really liked with the Durango is the size of it. And, you know, you could tow, with the Tow and Go package, of course, you can tow up to 8,700 pounds. It gives just a fantastic, mean-looking exterior look to it. In my opinion, this is the best SUV on the road, and even comparing it here to my girlfriend's GLE 43, it just looks so much better. Of course, this is coming from a guy's point of view, but this truck just looks so much better than the AMG, which also looks excellent in my opinion. But again, this is American muscle. I'm an American male. This car is just badass. So enough of the interior. I mean, everything is really held up well with the interior. We take care of our cars, so that definitely helps. No creaks or anything like that. Of course, the back, no rust, you wouldn't expect any rust on a newer vehicle. The tow area has held up well. Of course, not a lot of towing except a boat or a camper from now and then, but yeah. I mean, if you were to look at this, you wouldn't guess it has 50,000 miles on it. So let's hop in this baby and take her out for a spin. It's a great sounding exhaust, SRT exhaust on this as well. And honestly, this has held up well, I do have to say. There is no exhaust rattle. There is no exhaust manifold bolt breaking like a lot of Ram trucks have issues with that. All the exterior lighting has worked and held up well. All the LEDs have worked. The side LEDs are working exceptionally well. Like, everything has held up over the course of the last 4 years, right? The only rattle you're going to hear in this truck right now is just some random stuff in the back, but otherwise it's been very rattle-proof and comfortable. The Bilstein adjustable suspension has held up excellent. Is that nice? Nice exhaust note. Another reason why we bought the truck. Oh my gosh, it's so fun to drive. So you have 3 adjustable suspensions, 3 adjustable drive modes. You have track, which turns off lane assist, which turns off the parking sensors, all the nannies basically. You have sport, which does that to about half the power. And then you've got normal mode, of course, which is in its softest setting, along with the least throttle response. But one thing that makes this car great is that the exhaust is loud no matter what mode you're in. There's no active exhaust on this, whether you're in track, sport, tow, snow, normal mode. It doesn't matter what mode the exhaust is in. And that's what makes this car so fun to drive. And really, over 50,000 miles, it's been a joy to drive. The transmission, I want to cover that. So this has the ZF 8-speed 8 HP 75 transmission, I believe. So it actually might have the 8 HP 80 transmission in it. So this has all of the cooling, transmission cooling, oil cooling, transmission from the SRT, except for the SRT 392 engine, of course. It's got the 5.7. So in terms of longevity, in terms of beating on the vehicle, you know, when you have some fun and you're actually driving the truck, this is frankly the way to go, because it's got all the upgraded items that are on the SRT, except it's not as powerful as the SRT, so you're not putting as much stress on any of the system, which is great. So it's a no-brainer for people out there who want to go after the little bit of a different look, or if you're a male, you know, you want to go for that manlier look. Let's just put it like that. Instead of driving the typical Tahoe or Yukon or Expedition, you know, something that you could still tow a skid steer with if you really wanted to. 8,700 pounds total, and that has more than enough power to have some fun. As we listen to that Hemi. And as I launch my performance pages, this is great. And I do have to say, this Uconnect 5, that sounds great. So this Uconnect 5 is very similar to what I have in my Ram truck. The only laggy part about this system is just launching the performance pages. Otherwise, it doesn't lag, and it's very responsive. It's very up-to-date, very modern, and we haven't really had any issues with it. And that goes along with the 18-piece Harman Kardon audio system in here as well. So I have the same system in my truck, but in this application of the Durango, for whatever reason, it just sounds better. It is better, and it has a lot of good, deep bass that really fits the tone of the vehicle, I think, in my opinion. But as we stop here and possibly get a picture and take a quick walk around. So now looking at the exterior, the one negative I do have, these tires are wide, so every part of the exterior along the road is getting eaten up by rocks, and you could see clearly right there. So that is a negative, that's a con. All of that on both sides is basically getting eaten up by rocks. And that's another issue I have with my SRT vehicles as well, is that because the SRT has wider tires on, you get all of these rock chips. So if you get one of these trucks and you really like it, PPF at least the bottom portion of your Durango. But this is one sweet looking ride. Over 50,000 miles. Oh, it looks pretty good. All right, we're back in the car. We're gonna do just a quick little pull here, just to hear the exhaust from a stop. Oh, that is so much fun. So when you're in track mode as well, 70% of the torque goes to the back, 30% goes to the front. So it kind of gives you a sense of driving a rear-wheel drive car in a way. And I really appreciate that. But man, this thing just freaking whips it out there when it needs to. I cannot imagine one of these vehicles in the Hellcat version or the 392 version. I believe 0 to 60 in this car is about 5.5 seconds on the right surface, right air temperature, all of that. But this is definitely a very fun vehicle. Like I said, we haven't had any major issues at 50,234 miles. Everything is working as it should. Winter performance is great. Of course, gas mileage is gas mileage. You're getting about 17 to 18 miles per gallon. But I'm just thoroughly impressed over 50,000 miles. The way the engine has held up, the transmission has held up, all of that. Brakes, even the big, huge Brembos. This was fitted with the largest Brembos from the factory in America, and has now been since surpassed, I believe, by the new Dodge Charger coming up. But yeah, I have no complaints with this truck. We, as a family, have no complaints about this truck, I should say. It's a blast to drive. The buttons are nice to use. There's redundancy with the buttons. It's fun to drive as a vehicle. And even though this is huge, 5,400 pounds, you can still huck it into a corner, which we're gonna do now in third gear, and drive it like you stole it. And that's what makes Dodge so great. You can drive this vehicle like you stole it. You don't have to worry about speeding because it doesn't have that 392, doesn't have that Hellcat motor. So you're not going to be going as fast as if you were in one of those vehicles. Gosh, I don't have any complaints about it. I really don't. The ride is nice. Second gear pull, first gear pull. It's just so much fun to drive. Yeah, this is a kick-ass vehicle. So, all right, guys. I hope this 50,000 mile review was good. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section. I will get to them. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Take care.